We are live. Hi, TWW. Okay, I'm excited to be with you tonight. And what I hope to do to reach out to as many people at the same time is to go through the 100-day challenge and to go through the program in detail and share it with you. Basically, what I'm going to present tonight is in essence what I've done one-on-one with a lot of consultants up until this point. But I still want to have a one-on-one dynamic with you if you're wanting to engage in this program. But what I'm hoping is that you can take the time to watch this video, and even if you're not watching it live, I'm going to make it archived and available online. You can take the time to watch this. You can get kind of a sense of what the program is, decide if it's for you, which I hope it'll be for everybody, and do the worksheet that I'm going to post on the page after this video. And then after that, then we can connect. You can private message me on Facebook. We can connect, and then that way I can work with you in your progress. As you know, I have a lot more time on my hands now. Today was my first day as not so much a lawyer, and it was fun. I love it, and I'm excited to contribute a lot more. So what is this thing? Megan and I, as our team has grown and grown, we've constantly had a dialogue together where we say, how can we add the most value to our team as it grows? Okay, how can we add value to our front line, to our downline, to our directors, both team and group? What is it that we can do as superstar directors to add the most value to you? And one of the things that we thought of is we thought, well, what if we basically took all of the strategies and all of the mindsets that we've had and that we've used to build the business to where it's at now, and we basically package those up, okay? All the mindset, all the strategies, basically everything we've done and everything we've thought from the time we started to now, what if we could somehow kind of package this up and give it to all of you, okay? In a way where you can duplicate what we've done, because that's what we want. We want you, and that's what this company is designed to be. For those of you who went to convention, okay, this is a really important thing. Those of you who went to convention, you recall Orville's keynote, how he used the analogy of the fire, okay, and how this company was designed to be able for everyone to take a step back and make room for more people in the fire, or at the fire. This company was designed for more than less. It's not zero sum. It's inclusive, not exclusive. It's designed for anyone to become a superstar director if they're willing to do what it takes. And so there's kind of two facts, I guess I will start with. Fact number one is that every single thing that we've done, okay, that Megan has done, that I've done, can be duplicated by you. Every single thing. That's fact number one, okay? But fact number two is closely related to it, that if you want a certain result, you have to be willing to put a certain output to get that result, okay? Everyone has different goals when it comes to their Scentsy business. Some people want just a nice supplemental income stream. They want maybe a second or a third income to kind of maybe go on vacation, maybe save for kids' education, whatever. Other people are looking much higher. That's what we wanted to do. Megan wanted to be able to leave her job once we got some momentum. I wanted to be able to leave mine. I wasn't content in my job. I wanted to do this. So we set our sights very high, and we've been pushing very high ever since the beginning. Okay? So it doesn't really matter what your goal is, as long as you understand that for every particular goal, there's a particular response. There's a particular output that you need to do in order to achieve that goal. Okay? And so what Orville, again, in his keynote said was, if you recall, and for those of you who weren't at convention, what he basically said was that he tracked, since he did some analysis, and they tracked the superstar directors, and they looked to see whether or not there was consistent patterns between the or with all the superstar directors. So when you look at all the superstar directors as kind of a group, and we lump them all together, and when you analyze them together, and you say, what is it about these superstar directors that seems to be consistent, whether you're in Calgary, Alberta, or Oklahoma, or California, or Ontario, whatever. What is it that's consistent amongst this group? Because the superstar directors in Sensi, they're the highest income earners, okay? What is consistent with this? And what he said was, it was actually some interesting things, but it was pretty simple. And this 100-day challenge it fits perfectly with helping you to get this. And what these points was, number one, they consistently pushed around the 2,000 PRV mark. Okay, it didn't really matter if they were much higher than that, but they were able to get up to that mark and kind of hold it there. Okay, and number two is that they consistently recruited. They consistently recruit. I think the statistic was every 4 to 6 weeks, a superstar director recruits somebody. So you look at these two things. One is a consistent monthly PRV. Okay. The other one is this consistent recruiting. Okay. And then obviously helping your team to do more, and then there being a compounding effect over time. But we're not talking about getting to 20,000 PRV. We're talking about 2,000. We're not talking about getting 10 recruits a month. We're talking about one, okay? But consistency. And that's what this 100-day challenge is meant to do. It's meant to give you the tools and the mindsets and the strategies for you, every single one of you, to get to those benchmarks. Kind of the 2,000 consistent and the recruit, one every month. And what you'll find though is once you start doing that over and over and over again, you'll find that you'll jump higher than 2,000. You'll find that you'll get a lot more than one recruit a month, because you're going to have these patterns of behavior that have been built in and turned into habits and consistent, okay? But we want to get you started, and we want to give you everything that we've done, okay? So what is it? What is it that we've done? When Megan and I sat down, I'm not just making this stuff up. Megan has as much input in this. I just happen to be the mouthpiece right now. Okay? We sat down together and we decided, like, what are the kind of keystone factors in our business to build it to SSD level? What are the keystone factors? Here's what they are, and I'm going to go through every single one. Okay? Number one, there's 4. Think about it as kind of 4 corners of our business, okay? There's 4. Number 1 is belief. Absolute, unequivocal belief. And my wife is better than me at this, okay? She lifts me up in this. If you need someone to help inspire you as to dream big and to make BHAGs and to believe more than you can, spend time with Megan. Okay, so belief in what? Belief in ourselves, that we can actually do this. Okay, I'll never forget it. Our Hawaii incentive trip in 2010 was a very changing time for us, because what happened is not only did we go all in at that event, but we had a moment where I think both of us kind of saw the light, so to speak, where we saw these American SSDs and something clicked in our mind, and we said, they're not smarter than us, they're not better than us, their business may be bigger than us right now, but I am positive that we can duplicate that. It just clicked with us. We both said we can do that. If we just figure out what they're doing, and if we just do the same, and maybe we'll add some of our own strategies in there too, but if we just keep charging ahead, I know for sure that we can do that. Okay? And we have, and I love it when consultants come up to us and say things like, I can totally do exactly what you do. And I say, absolutely you can, without a doubt. So you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in your product. You got to believe in the company. You got to believe in the values they stand for. Okay? You got to believe in the whole package. That's pillar number 1. Okay? And again, when I get into explaining the nuts and the bolts of the 100-day challenge, it will bring in all these pillars. Okay? Pillar number 1 is belief. Okay? Pillar number 2 is dealing with fear. Okay? Pillar number 2 is courage. Okay? You won't, I'm just going to be blunt on this one. You won't get to superstar director if you don't learn how to recruit people. You won't. You have to recruit. You need 4 frontline directors. Okay? You won't get to superstar director unless you learn how to recruit. And recruiting is, for almost everyone, including us, a bit uncomfortable at first. You got to get a little bit of a different mindset where you're thinking empowering thoughts. And I've been putting all these videos on TWW to try to help with that mindset, and I'll continue to do more. But for everybody, there is a bit of a fear component in this, okay? And so pillar number 2 is courage. Learning how to deal internally with fear, okay? Pillar number 3 that has been absolutely critical in our business is the ability to take consistent, massive action, okay, every single day. We had a person, I recall, that said something to me once that I don't really got offended by, but I had to kind of correct on it. Someone said, I wish that we were as lucky as you guys. I wish we were lucky. I wish that we got in 2009 when you did. If we were that lucky, we would be as big as you are too. And I say, I guess it's okay for you to think about that, but there's a lot of people from 2009 that we recruited that aren't even in the company right now. And there's people who have joined in 2011 who have much higher growth rates than us. And you need to maybe drive by our house late at night, every single night, for the last 2 years and see the lights on at 11:30 with my wife at the computer, okay? It's not luck, okay? We've been blessed, but it's not luck, okay? We've worked really hard. You don't get to be a superstar director. I'm going to dispel any myths. One of the worst things that can happen in the direct sales industry, okay, and you see Orville and Heidi, they are so good about identifying this, is the snake oil salesman, the people who say, you join up and 6 months from now, you're going to be a multi-millionaire, okay? You join right now, the path to riches is in front of you, okay, very quickly, okay? Well, I believe that the path to riches is in front of us. I very much have faith in our ability to succeed financially in this company, okay? But you don't just sign up and all of a sudden become a millionaire, okay? It takes work. It takes hard work. It takes consistent work. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to overcome your fears. You've got to work every single day. We've had tons and tons of failures. We've had parties where Megan has sold a cent circle, okay? If Megan was able to effectively sign up every single person that she's asked, we would have thousands in our front line right now, okay? So these 3 points lead to point number 4, which is dealing with failure, okay? Resetting when you set a goal and you don't maybe get it exactly when you want to get it, or you try something new and it doesn't maybe work out, or you build up your courage, you ask somebody to join and they say no, or you think, oh, what can I do? And you just try all these strategies and it doesn't work, okay? That has happened to us hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times because we've been working on this business every single day since October of 2009, okay? Like, we have tried and failed hundreds and hundreds of times. We have tried, when we post these things on TWW, like I know there's an article that I wrote that's on Articles Base that has like 200 plus strategies. Well, most of those things we've done, okay? Like, we're not just finding sources and just putting them on the board. We're telling you things that we've done, okay? But the consistent thing in this, it's this kind of 4 corners that I say. Believing in ourselves, okay? Not being scared, okay? Or at least if we're being scared, not stopping action because we're scared. Acting in spite of our fear, okay? Believing in ourselves, dealing with fear, taking constant massive action every single day. And when things don't go exactly how we want them to go, instead of saying the company sucks and the products suck and direct sales suck and nobody makes any money at this and I'm just going to quit. Instead of doing that, just looking for a new path, you know, there's no failure, there's only results. Like these things that we've told ourselves over and over and over again, actually living this stuff. When we don't get the result that we want immediately, resetting, coming up with a different strategy. Okay, those are our 4 corners, okay? Belief, courage, constant action, and persistence. I'll call that last one persistence, okay? Dogged persistence. Those 4 corners. So, what is the 100-day challenge? The 100-day challenge is, now 100 days is somewhat of an arbitrary date. It could be a 90-day challenge. You can change it to whatever you want. I don't really care. It could be a 120-day challenge, 3-month challenge, 1-week challenge. It doesn't really matter. But it's a chance for you to take something general that you want, because most of you are going to say, I want to take my business to the next level. I want to be successful. Okay? I want, you have a general sense of what you want. But this is an ability to take it from the general and hone it to the specific. Then I'm going to set a very, very, very specific goal, and I'm just going to attack it. I'm going to set a timeline. It could be 100 days. It could be whatever. I just like the 100 days because it's kind of fun. But I am going to set a specific goal. I'm going to attack it with everything that I have surrounding these 4 pillars. Okay? Now, when we proceed this, the very first thing, and I'm going to post this up on a worksheet, I took it a next step. I said, Megan and I, when we were thinking about it, we said, okay, so we've got our 4 pillars, right? Well, what are the other factors that have come in on top of that? Like if I'm building kind of a house structure, we've got our foundations as our four pillars, but then we've got other things that have influenced our ability to succeed, right? Yeah. So what are the walls? What is the roof? If I'm the analogy of a house is just kind of coming to me, but it fits really well. We've got our 4 corners of the pillars. We've got our house, we've got our walls and our roof. Well, what those are, what the other things are, comes out in the worksheet of the 100-day challenge. It's a 1-page worksheet. Fundamental number 1 is obviously you need to know precisely what your goal is. You need to set your specific goal. If it's I'm going to be a director, then in 100 days I'm going to be a director. If it's I'm going to have, a X amount in PRV, well then that's what you're going to do, or whatever. It doesn't really matter what it is, but you have a very precise goal. So that'd be one wall. Next wall is you've got to understand why you want it. Okay? Think about this. It's like I like to say that there's what I'll call next level psychology. Okay? And think about it this. Every single one of us has something that we'd be willing to die for, that we would be willing to walk into a burning home for. For most of us, it's children, spouse, maybe like intermediate, like immediate family, right? Or maybe it's just general community. Maybe you see someone who is hurt and you'll walk through a building, you'll sacrifice your own self for them. Every single one of us has something that pushes us into next level psychology, okay? So what causes it to push into next level psychology? And the answer to that is your reasons behind wanting to do that, okay? Your reasons have to be numerous and they have to be compelling. So when you set a goal, your kind of propulsion towards that goal is going to be critically influenced by how many reasons you have, okay? And you see this hugely with Sensi. It kicked in major for myself, and for Megan, where when we got a sense and when we knew why we wanted it, okay, then that just pushed. Staying up late wasn't hard. Waking up early wasn't hard. Approaching someone new wasn't hard. Doing things that we don't know that may or may not be successful wasn't hard, because we had this thing that was just driving us so strongly that we were willing to walk through the building to get it. So you've got to find out what drives you, okay? And when you set that goal, anytime you set a goal and you don't achieve that goal, odds are is you didn't have enough reasons pushing you. Because if you have enough reasons, you will drive towards it. Now a lot of you have seen my emotional T intersection video, right? So and I embrace this completely. And this builds into the 100-day challenge. Sometimes You absolutely drive at a goal. You have every reason, you drive at it, right? It's like the analogy I gave of the athletes, right? Andy Murray in Wimbledon. He did everything he could to win and he doesn't win. Okay, so then he has a choice of which way. And this is that gets into that fourth pillar mind, that resetting, that persistence, trying again. Okay? But the principle here is that your best results will come when your strongest reasons are attached to the goal. Okay? So, and again, I'm going to post this in a one-page worksheet on the board. You have your goal, you have your reasons, okay? And then what comes next? Well, what comes next is you've got to do stuff. So we've got to come up with strategies of what you can do. And what the worksheet does is it lists a whole bunch of daily things under general categories, right? Things you could do to increase your belief, things you could do to increase your courage, your effectiveness, marketing strategies, how you could educate yourself on the business, how you could push past your comfort zones, okay? How you can build your business by contributing, how you can remove roadblocks that are holding you back, how you're willing to just go out there and risk failure. All these empowering things, okay? But the key is that you've got to take ownership of this, okay? Because at the end of the day, you're going to have your goal, you're going to have your reasons why you want that goal, you're going to have your upline who wants you to achieve that goal and who will give everything they can to help you achieve that goal. Okay, we'll give you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of strategies to help you achieve that goal. But at the end of the day, you've got to do it. No one's going to do it for you. And so what the worksheet does is help you to identify those components, right? Where we say, you identify your goal, you identify why you want it, and then as much you just brainstorm. Under all these headings, you write all the ideas that you could come up with. You know, for example, under courage, like list 25 things that would take courage that you know that would be good for your business that you could do, okay? And fill that whole thing out. And then once you have that thing filled out, supplement it with all the resources that we're putting on. Take every single little 1-minute video on recruiting that I've put up and write ideas that come to your mind. Take that article from Articles Base that I put up with 200 ideas, write all those down. Okay, jump on the Sensi on the training tab and watch some of those videos, write all those down. And ultimately what you have is you have a piece of paper or a board or a journal or something, and it says, this is my goal, this is why I want it, and these are, all the things that I could do to do it, okay? And then you just start doing it. And remember the fourth pillar. Our fourth pillar is persistence, because you might charge right at your goal, you might give everything you have, and you might not get it. That's happened to me and Megan. Yes, we've achieved, when we sat on a beach in Hawaii and we made a list of goals, and yes, at this point we have achieved them, okay? But we haven't always achieved them on our timelines. Okay, there's been sometimes when we've set goals and we've charged at it and we haven't got it. So then you look internally and you say, okay, well, what did I do? What did I do during that time? And then you ask yourself this new empowering question. Could I have done something more effective? Okay? And then you do the process again. You set a new goal, new timeline, you align your reasons why you want that goal, and then you proceed with massive action using more effective strategies, but you don't know what's effective. This is kind of a secret here. You don't know what's effective until you've actually done some stuff, okay? Because what's effective for us isn't always effective for you. And what I mean by that is, yes, there's certain strategies that are always effective. Orville identified these. Parties are, and in our case too, parties have always been effective, okay? Recruiting is always effective. But what if you're having struggle getting parties booked? You're trying all that you can, you're just having a hard time getting parties. Well, what's your choice then? Well, either you can do nothing and just kind of say, well, I can't get parties, or you can try a new strategy. Go to a fair. And while you're at the fair, try to book some parties. Like constantly taking on new strategies. Like obviously there's better strategies, but in some cases, if it's not working for you, then you got to try other ways. Okay? And And over time, when you find what works for you, then you really start to hone in on those particular strategies. But that's it. There's no magic that I feel that we've done to get our team to the size it is, other than the fact that we've believed in ourselves. We have had courage. Okay, I say that not to boast, but I say, and this is my wife more than anything, we've had courage. Okay, and we've overcome fear. Okay, we have taken massive action every single day, and we still do. Okay, I've left my law job to do this. Okay, we take massive action every single day, and we persist when we have failure. Okay, and failure is only just subjective anyway. Failure is just that you fail to achieve a result that you want on the time that you received to that you desire to achieve, but that doesn't mean you're never going to get it. Okay? Belief, courage, massive action, and resetting when we have failure. And this 100-day thing is just a way for you to start living that. It's a way for you to focus in on goals, drive towards it, believing that you can achieve it, and then at the end of the 100 days, if you don't get it, you reset and you try again, and you do it over and over and over again. We have done this from the very beginning. We sat on a beach in Hawaii and we wrote down on a piece of paper what we wanted, okay? And we just started to whittle away at it, okay? And for us, we weren't directors when we got our first incentive trip, okay? And so that was our first goal. We want to hit director. Okay, we got that. Okay, now we're moving to the next one. We want to hit star. Okay, we got that. We want to have 100 people on our team. We got that. And we want to hit superstar. We get that. We want to have 1,000 people on our team. We get that. And just boom, boom, boom. The process is exactly the same as it is for us as it is for you. And everyone has to start it at a point. So don't feel bad about the point where you're starting, because everyone started there. Okay, if you're just starting, if you're an essential consultant, it doesn't matter. The process is exactly the same. You move from goal to goal to goal. And Orville said, okay, superstar directors have 2,000 PRV and they get a recruit once every 4 weeks. Well, if you're an essential consultant and you think, how in the world am I going to get to 2,000 PRV? Well, don't set that as your immediate goal for 100 days. Okay? Get to 500. Get to 500 PRV. Once you've got to 500, then move your sights up. Get to 1 recruit before Christmas. Okay? Once you got to that, move your sights up. This is the process to build. This is the process that we've gone through. And this is the process that we want to share with you completely. Okay? So that's kind of all I had to say on this. So what my phone's been kind of buzzing, and it seems that there's some comments that some people haven't been able to get on. So again, this is recording, and I'm going to post the archive, so you'll be able to watch it. And then I'm also going to post this one-page sheet that I've been talking about. Please take the time to watch it. Take the time to work on this sheet. Send me a private message, okay? And then you and I can connect, and then I can help you work on this. This is my contribution to the team. This is what I'm going to be doing. The material share of my time with our business is going to be spent trying to help you succeed. So that's what I'm here for. And Megan is writing me a note. Oh, yeah. Another thing that I'm going to build is I have, this is Megan's idea, give her the credit, is I'm going to create a Facebook group for those people participating in this challenge so that we can discuss things, because TWW is getting really big and we don't want to kind of overload it too much. So I think I'm going to create a Facebook group that where the people who are going through the challenge, and we can get it where we can start supporting each other, and there's collaboration and synergy through that. So I'm going to get, we're going to build that out. So watch for that. That'll come shortly. But again, watch the video, do the worksheet, send me a private message, then you and I can connect and I can continue to help you. So really excited. So thank you if you took the time to listen to this tonight. We'll talk soon.